evidently, one night, this other girl went out to the club. And supposedly, Marceau was there. And the two of them hooked up with Marceau and had a threesome.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 20. Shout out to Mr. CarlosKing and Kingdom Reign Entertainment, and to the cast. I thank you for coming to my channel. Please like this video. Go on and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy this content. Please leave your comments and share into this. I have thoughts on things that are probably going to be counter of what I'm seeing online, because there's things that I'm conflicted in, and I'm not sure that you guys are seeing what you guys are saying that you're seeing. And there's people I don't like on this show, but I do still feel like it's fair to give them the right assessment of what's going on in the scene. And then also, I have a complaint. And so I'm going to be griping a little bit, but please bear with me, because it's just like, why are we doing this? For some of the things that I'm saying, All right, so let's get on into this. This is going to be a short little breeze because, look, we get it. Martell, Chris, and Fred, we get it. Martell, y'all done did stuff for the Scotts. Every time this conversation comes up, there's denials, there's accusations and denials. Agree to disagree, we move on. Then somebody says something else, and then we just go back to the same merry-go-round. I don't know what's really true and what's not true, because everybody... Do I believe that the Holts helped them out? Yes. And do I believe that the Scotts really got a major push in their lives because of this platform that was provided because of the Holts? Yes. Of course, they still had to try out and all that good stuff, audition or whatever. However, if your name was not brought up, where would you be? Come on. So, yeah. So that's all I got to say about that first scene, because it was a continuation of last episode. And I may say something. I'm going to say some other things, because there is an actual scene where Marceau and Martell, they meet up and they hash things out for the 11,000th time. All right, so we move on to Marceau, Tisha, and her girls, and then Marceau just show up. So what's going on is that there are some orders for the new business venture that Tisha has started with her children. She says that it's been 5 years in the making, and she said that her children are 8 and 11 or so, I think she said. So 5 years ago, the youngest one would have been 3, and the other one was 6. And you've been working on this with your daughters for that long, who were just learning to get off. I don't get it. One's about to start kindergarten, and the other one is probably out of diapers and talking a little bit. I don't get it. I have another question, because in the promotion thing that you have for the children, the labels are blue or blue purplish, but the labels here are red, which look like the same as Stormy's labels, as far as the redness and all that. We can't see up front to see what's all in there, but I'm just lost how this could be 5 years that you said that you've been working with the girls with when they couldn't hardly comprehend anything at all about business or anything. And Tisha, if y'all could just quit lying and putting on these fronts like y'all are just these business forward professional people, because in so many ways, many of y'all show that you're not. And of course, you're on reality show and you got to amp it up, but at the same time, there's a lot that's lacking. I don't know about this business. People can say that she's copying. I don't know. It just seems like this is such an easy way to try to make a little money to look like you're busy, because I'm not understanding what these degrees that you do have, and you're not putting them to use. Why did you spend all this money, Tisha, and you don't get to use them? Where is this real estate stuff that you said that you were doing? What is going on with what you have presented to us since the conception of the show? What happened to your podcast? What is going on? Because it's like black became the forefront of everything. And of course, Scold is out there, but it's like, I know you can't show everything. I get it. I really do. But I'm so lost, because it's like they say bits and pieces of stuff that we don't see anything moving forward. We don't see anything. So that's the boring part of trying to follow you guys through your reality. So anyways, the girls are packaging up, and Tisha has her own groove. She's with some lady named Angela. I think that she's a part of the business too. I can't remember what was said during 5A. of the season. I can't remember. Maybe they said something possibly about it. I don't know. I'm very lost because nothing is direct and concrete about stuff that goes on in some of the cast live. So they're doing their thing, and then Marceau stops by to see how everything's going. Marceau is a little conflicted because he thinks that the assembly line that they got going on is frustrating to his eye. But anyways, the girls, they take a break and all that good stuff. They start talking a little bit about them functioning more as the ladies functioning as business people and not little girls. Tisha's like, well, I'm just giving them baby steps. So basically, you're trying to push 9 and 11-year-olds into this business forefront that they're not totally ready for. I think that Tisha's way is going to help. You got to formulate these minds. I mean, I don't understand. Y'all act like even tying shoes that you learn in one little setting. It's going to take time and practice and more increase on everything. Even in school, you don't learn cursive in kindergarten. Like, I think that Tisha's approach is cool. But then you got another Dr. Martin Luther King Scott that thinks that they just know everything and just don't. Like, I get you're a leader, you're the father, you're the head, but I just don't understand why you just think that you just know everything about business and you know how things need to function in order to make sure that your girls function well. I've been spending too much time on this and griping. So I'm gonna stop there. They get on the subject of Stormy. They talk about the Espo. I'm saying it that way. And how he bumped heads with different ones. In specific, Stormy, we find out that there is a unseen footage of Tisha and Stormy sitting down and talking about calling Marceau a B. And I can't disagree with Marceau, because Marceau ended up saying, you know, Stormy brought in the energy as to how everything was going to go, and she did. She couldn't even say hello. I don't even think what they even went through did not deserve a hello. I mean, I just find that Stormy is immature. I'm sorry. Y'all can say, well, I just don't want to be fake about it. What? A hello is going to damage you and make you seem like you're not fake. Okay. Like, I don't get it. So we know that Tisha had a conversation with Stormy. And it was a calm conversation. But I don't understand, because Tisha has went to blows over her mama. You've had beefs for season over your mama. And you know your mama was the cause of so much. Now, this woman, since you love your marriage so much, was able to come in and disrespect and emasculate your man, and y'all could have a calm conversation where Stormy's like, well, are you going to call him a B? Or, what was it? Stormy said that, would you like me not to call him a B anymore? And then all you can say, yeah. I don't know this Tisha. I don't know this Tisha at all. Especially how you hate how people are attacking your marriage. You'll have more heat for Kiki, but for some reason Stormy gets this pass that other cast members have not gotten. I mean, y'all don't like the Whitlows, but for some reason Stormy gets a pass. And the Whitlows have not done nearly as much as even Stormy has done in multiple scenes, and it just took a couple episodes for them. But you prefer them over the Whitlows. I don't know about that. So Marceau says, you know, I don't think that I'm going to change. I'm going to meet you where you at. I can't say I blame him on that either. And you know I don't even like these guys. But I'm not, look, if you're going to come with the ish, I'm going to come with the ish. Kimmy and her friend, was it Alexa or Alexandra? They talk a little bit concerning, you know, her getting her sexy back. They talk about Maurice's stance on what they think is wrong with her and just thinking it's a mentality thing. It's just all in your head. Kimmy's not discounting that. I know people had feedback in regards to that. I'm going to say this. I can look at Maurice and I don't respect him at all after the stuff that he done pulled. I think that also with Kimmy, she's trying to find her sexy back too. She doesn't have her hair back, and now she's trying to do things to get it back. I think they talked about Kegel balls, different things to kind of get her mojo back in that area. Do I think it's just for Maurice? No, I really don't. I don't think anyone would, even under what has happened to her body, you can't expect the people to just not think, okay, well, I'm not really sexual like that, and you want to get back to that. So I can't just sit up here and just say, oh, she's just wanting to be a mattress for Maurice. I think that there's still a part of her wanting to get back to her full self. So only thing I can do is go by episode, scene by scene, conversation by conversation. And right now it looks like Kimmy's trying to get herself back. They talk about different things that she could do a photo shoot. Well, that's for him and not for me. I mean, if you're trying to get your sexy back and you want to feel good about and confident about yourself, Kimmy, that could be a step forward for you. I do think that, you know. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We move on to Marcel and Tisha. Marcel and Tisha. They are filming a promotional video with another couple, and it's called a Bet on Black. It's going to be a casino night. It's a charity drive for their organization called Every Child Deserves a Home. I'm very unclear about what they mean by that because it's a cool slogan, but what? I just did a little Google. Other people do use that slogan too. People for foster care or adoption, and I saw it for Habitat of Humanity. So is this a home, physical home building, or are you trying to put children into homes? We're still unclear with that. I'm told that they canceled it, at least online. On Instagram, they had the flyer and all that good stuff. They didn't raise enough money. I think it was like $200 or something. So they ended up canceling the event. I'm unclear on that. Maybe I should get some more information before saying anything. But it's like, okay. But they were talking about inviting who's who to your event. And I'm not trying to talk down about the Scotts, even though I don't like them. But if the who's who aren't showing up for you, do you know the who's who? I mean, people know you by your fame. Like, do you really have connection out there? I just feel like there's so much missing out of the Scotts' lives that make them so boring. Because it's like, okay, you're inviting them. That don't mean they need to show up, because they could be like, who? And they could say, oh, from television. Well, I don't want to be associated with that. But if you don't even have any authentic connections, why do you think that anybody's going to show up? And let's not act like people didn't show up to the expo because y'all on TV. Let's just say that. Come on now. I don't know. So they're filming the commercial. Tisha is supposed to act sexy. She says that she can't. She says that she didn't get Marcel by flirting. I wonder how they actually met and got together and what attracted him to her and etc. And vice versa. But we don't get to know all that either. Anyway, so they're doing that. They filmed it, blah, blah, blah. So now we move on to Marcel. Marcel comes over. He starts talking about, I think that me and Marcel needs to have a conversation because of what he thinks that Chris is being messy about. So they get to talking and all that. I don't even want to go into what they had to say for real. Only thing I really want to point out is just some key things. But beforehand, while they're in the midst of talking, Chris calls. He's at the house and he's putting the sign up saying for sale. So it looks like, well, Marcel ends up saying, well, what's going on? Because I thought you said it was sold. Chris started saying what happened. He says, yes, it was sold. But then something happened and now it's back up for sale. Yeah, so the house was sold, but whatever happened, we don't know, because it looked like the scene was edited and chopped. So Chris comes in, and then Marcel was like, well, we're discussing whatever you had told him. And Chris said verbatim as to what happened at the meeting and what he said that he told Marcel. And then Marcel said, yeah. I forgot the word that he actually used, but basically he confirmed what Chris said was actually true. So basically, why are you telling Chris that he's being messy when he wasn't really messy then? So they hashed back and forth about who did what for whom. Marcel starts talking about that he borrowed money. He didn't really put them up and all this good stuff. Marcel disagrees, but he says that he actually lended some money to Marcel. And then the look on Marcel's face, he couldn't really, that's untrue. Like, it looked like he caught you red-handed. And then Marcel says that I lend you money that I didn't even tell Tisha about. What? So y'all are not really that transparent about your finances. And at least you, Marcel, are doing things behind Tisha's back. That's not making any sense. And we can draw our conclusions as to where this money went to and why it's so secretive. People think it has something to be connected to Ariane. I don't know. I don't want to go with theories. I'm done with all that. So we're really done with that because they just move on. And I'm just sick of conversations going to circles and circles and circles, and we're not getting anywhere. They deny this and they decide to agree to disagree, and then we go right back into the same breath. Who cares? So Mel and Kiki end up meeting somewhere in Midtown District called the Camp. I guess it's a new upcoming area. So Kiki says they basically give an update on what's going on with their lives and how she's been sick, and I would have been there. I forgot the code that Kiki said as to let you know that, hey, I'm gonna be there. I don't care, if I could be there. So she says that she doesn't really know what's going on. The doctors still want to do some more tests on her. So Mel just says, I'm living life, I'm traveling, doing this, da 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 da. Nothing really important, significant. So Kiki gets into the mess and tea because Mel ends up asking, how are things between you and Tisha? Because Mel did say, about the expo and the stuff that was going on there, that there was conflict between him and Stormy. You could feel the tension during that meeting and all that. And of course, Kiki was saying, well, I can attest to how Marceau is, and da 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 da. He thinks that he's the smartest person in the room, blah 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 blah. So they do get on how are things between Kiki and Tisha, and she says, I don't think not good, because it looks like we're taking steps back. We don't know what those steps were. We don't know what happened. But then she goes into that there are rumors out there that Marceau, and then she named off some people, and it looks like there was some threesome that was going on. I want to know who these names are. I want to know who these names are. I mean, if we're going to get somewhere and supposedly Marceau is doing stuff, then let's get to it. But since they're just rumors, and I know that Kiki probably can't really, until I see a receipt, something, give me who the names were. But since production did not call out their names, they bleeped out the names, then maybe something's there. But I'm not holding much weight to it because I'm sick of the cheating rumors that don't really go anywhere. So as you can kind of see my feedback, I'm kind of like just bored with the same situations. And I think some of the viewers are just not fair. And even if you don't like some people, you're judging and you want to see what you want to see because you don't like this person or you do like this person. We need a firecracker. I think Tiffany does hold those reins. But at the same point, she only knows so much. She didn't really know this group, so she can't really bust anybody out, if you know what I mean. So I think it's time that these guys get out of their comfort zone, get out of their pact that they have towards each other, and let's really get into the nitty gritty of what's really going on between the six, because we're not getting anywhere. And a lot of it's boring. I don't want a scandal to try to drive the show, as basically that's how it has been for at least 3 seasons, 3.5 seasons. So someone needs to come in here and be the truth teller and make people own it. With receipts, please. That's my take. It's a gripe. I do apologize, but it's like, y'all need to give us something instead of trying to produce yourselves. All right, so that's all I do have. Next week's episode looks like it's going to be on fire because now the altercation happens between Kiki and Tisha next week. So I need to see what happened as to how it got so heated like that. But hey, but again, thank you for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave your comments on what you think. You think I'm wrong about my assessments of things? Because I know you guys really think that Marceau was talking down to his children. He wasn't. Sorry, he wasn't. But anyways, let me know what you think and share this video. Until the next one, peace.